Hello, welcome to the first reading vlog. This first vlog, I'm keeping it quick, simple. We're just gonna go over the books that I'm reading and do a little bit of reading, probably some coffee drinking, show what I get done over the next couple of days when it comes to getting through these books. Pretty much all the books that I will be reading is going to be from the library. That is because books are pricey. For both me and my husband, we both love reading books. We just want to make sure that whatever is in our library, we know that we love. The first book that I'm really tackling right now is Anna Karenina. I have read quite a few classics in the past. I've never tried a Tolstoy, so this is my first Russian classic. What was interesting about this book in the library, there was a more modern translation. It looked nicer, it was more aesthetic. I just chose to go with the older translation. I just wanted more of a classic feel to it. I'm enjoying the story. In a few months, in like a year, I might go back and read the more modern translation because that's kind of a different version of it. So, Anna Karenina, in case you don't know, and I had no idea, I just had a vague idea that it was set in Russia, and it was obviously centered around this woman's life, this girl's life, Anna Karenina. Actually, something that really has surprised me with this book, it's pretty much about social dramas. It's kind of Pride and Prejudice stepped up a notch. Now, the dramas that are talked about in this are more of an adult nature, like affairs and unrequited love and things like that, but there's no spice that I've come across at all, and I'd be surprised if there was. Honestly, it's just really well written, which should not be surprising because it's Tolstoy, but I think I was really expecting to be bored. I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually really liking this. It is entertaining me. The other thing, the chapters are pretty short, actually. I'm about at page 250 right now out of 730-ish total. Right from the get-go, we get put into this family where the husband is having an affair. Like, it's been found out, the wife is reeling from it. And the husband's sister is actually Anna Karenina, who comes in to try to help. Looking at this love triangle between this young girl and these two suitors of hers. She ends up refusing the man that seems to really love her, wants to marry her, to go with this more charismatic, more of an aristocrat type thing that her mother really appreciates. But she gets jilted by the guy she was really hoping to be with because he actually falls for Anna Karenina, who came in. Anna's already married. That being said, I will say the hardest thing with this book, though, it's the names of the characters. They're Russian. A lot of letters. If you want to read this and that seems daunting, I would just encourage list out a cheat sheet. Actually, now that I think about it, the more modern translation in the library had that. They had a list of characters in the beginning. That would help with this. Biggest classic I have ever done. So yeah, Anna Karenina, so far, very much enjoying it. So whenever I do a classic, I like to have kind of a fluffier story in case my brain gets very tired. In this instance, it is a mystery called Murder at the Mena House. This was actually a book that I found just in the library when I was looking for some autumn reads. Really wanted like a cozy read, and one of the books had a really autumn look to it, but it wasn't the first in the series. And then when I got to reading through the books and the ideas, I was intrigued. So this one, it's set in 1920s Egypt, Cairo. The main girl's name is Jane Wonderly. She's widowed. Her husband died in the Great War. From what we've heard, he wasn't the best husband. She is on vacation with her Aunt Millie while they are in this classic, vintagey, very atmospheric hotel called the Mena House. A murder happens. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but everything I say is actually in the front cover. She actually gets caught up in being accused of murdering. She has to figure out how to clear her name. And thus far, this has been really good. So I'll be reading this one as well in this vlog. It is about, it's like 280. And right now I'm at about page 90. It's a much quicker read than Anna Karenina, but I've kind of been focusing on Anna Karenina. As long as I'm in the mood to read that thick of a classic, I'm gonna read it. If you're not in the mood for it, you can't make yourself. Anna Karenina and then Murder at the Mena House is probably the two that I'm gonna mainly be reading. Let's get to it. Let's get some reading done. I think I'm gonna make a coffee or some kind of fun drink and just set up around my place here and try to get a little bit more finished on these books. First quote that jumped out at me when I was reading this book. Just as the particle of water in frost definitely and unalterably takes the special form of the crystal of snow, so each new person that arrived at the springs was at once placed in his special place. It's just a beautiful way of describing what we've all seen in a social group. A slower read than like the Mena House, which I think I'm going to switch over to because my eyes are starting to droop. Hey guys, good morning. It is the next day. We are going to be doing some more reading today. Your girl's very casual today because it is freezing outside. We had a bit of a cold snap. I am just going to bundle up and we're just going to keep reading. I'm going to start out with Murder at the Mena House. I'm going to try to finish this. I got to page 217 last night. There's only like 280 pages, so should be able to finish this fairly quickly without going too much into the plot. This has actually been rather refreshing because it is an adult mystery. It's not YA. No swearing, no spice, no like adult worldly themes in it, except her late husband was very physically abusive. It doesn't get too gruesome, but it's enough to know that he was pretty toxic. If that's something that bugs you a lot, maybe think about that before picking this up. Other than that, it's actually been really refreshing. Most of the time when you pick up a modern book these days, you can expect spice, either just a little bit or pretty hardcore. And I know a lot of people just skip over those passages, and then also some pretty adult themes. That's also why for any teenagers that might be watching, I do not recommend any adult book unless I specifically say like this one I would recommend because no swearing. No spice. There's just some stuff that, you know, you don't need to see if you don't need to see it. Anyway, this has been a really good one. I'm curious to see how it wraps up. I personally think that she is trusting the main male character a little bit too much, but that's just me. We'll see how it rounds out. Gonna get a little bit of breakfast and take advantage of some free time I have to get some reading done. Let's go. We have finished. We are done. Completed. Highly, highly recommend this book. Great mystery, zero spice, no swearing. It really picked up in the last couple chapters too. Things got a lot more active and exciting. Not the most in-depth of writing. I didn't really see it as cheesy. I didn't really see it as cringy, I enjoyed it, and I definitely am gonna check out the rest of the books in the series because yeah, this was a fun read. So one book down, finished, done, kaput. Next one is What You Wish For by Katherine. Romance, heard a lot of good things about it. I believe it is about a school librarian, and then the male love interest is the school principal. And I'm really kind of feeling, since I just did like a mystery, I'm really kind of feeling something sweet and fun. I've read Katherine before. She's one that I recommend to people, and I'm looking forward to reading this one. So let's start it. Good morning. Hello. Hola. Hi. Buenos dias. Hey. So, it is the next day. Yesterday, amongst all of the errands and the running around and getting stuff done, I got a few chapters into What You Wish For. And this morning, I got up actually pretty early and got some more reading done in Karenina. Loving this book still. I'm at about page 300 at this point. Right now, we've really been following the love affair that's going on between, I am going to botch the names, please forgive me, Karenina and Vronsky. He is the fellow that she is having an affair with. The other storyline that we're really mainly following, Levin, who is a farmer, he was the one that had proposed to the young girl. Her name is Kitty, and gotten turned down. So basically in the middle of the book where we're at, Anna and Vronsky, they're just navigating the choice that they made of having an affair, seeing the results of what they decided. So anyway, that's about halfway through, and again, still very much enjoying it. It's fun. It's been really fun. Probably won't be finishing this in this video. Still working on What You Wish For. I got to about page 50, and I will say, Katherine, she good. This pulled me in immediately. For me, the way she writes is an easy read. It's engaging, it's fun. I just kind of zip through the pages. So I made myself some tea, because I'm kind of feeling tea today. We're just gonna hunker in and try to get a little bit more reading done and see where we can get. The next quote that stood out to me at first seems really, really romantic, and it's actually Anna who's trying to convince herself that the affair has been worth it. She says, "Don't you understand that from the day I loved you, everything has changed for me? For me, there is one thing, and one thing only, your love. If that's mine, I feel so exalted, so strong, that nothing can be humiliating to me." Of course, right after that, she bursts into shameful tears, so I don't think it really worked. But still, romantic quote nonetheless. So, today I am working on finishing What You Wish For. Let's see if I can wrap that up. I am about 140 pages in, and I'm thinking that if I just buckle down and zip through it, I should be able to get it finished, hopefully fairly soon. Hey guys, it is a few days later. I have finished What You Wish For by Katherine, and I loved this book. I thought it was really, really fun, really well written. This pretty much solidified that Katherine is one of my favorite authors. This is pretty much a rom-com in book format. It was absolutely fun. I laughed out loud. I was yelling at the book at one point, and I actually teared up a couple of times. This story is about Sam, the librarian, and then Duncan, who comes in as the principal of the school, and she had actually worked with him before, and the man she knew before was this charismatic, goofy, go with the flow, love to juggle type individual. The man that shows up to be the principal is the opposite of that. You kind of are looking to see what happened that changed him, why did he change, things like that. I would have been very curious to see it from Duncan's perspective, because the way it was written was very much chick flick in book form. Very much her point of view, which I mean, I loved, but it would have been very curious to see it from Duncan's perspective. She dealt with some very serious issues. I don't want to say spoilers, but I really love how she approached the idea of healing from some of these very serious issues. How the characters were jumping in to try to help one another when dealing with some of these issues. That was very encouraging, and I liked that a lot. But yes, highly recommend. Loved this book. I'm gonna look and see if I can read all of the stuff that she's written, because thus far they've been home runs for me. So for Anna Karenina, we are well over halfway through the book. Like I said, probably not gonna finish. Actually, I know I'm not gonna finish the book for this vlog. The two main storylines is Anna Karenina dealing with her husband and the man she's having an affair with. And then the other storyline, which I'm super excited because I just got to a part where I'm pretty sure that hopefully they're gonna be getting together, is Levin and Kitty. Levin was the one that he proposed to Kitty in the beginning of the book. She turned him down for Vronsky, who wound up being Anna's lover. So then after that, both Kitty and Levin went through a period of healing, which I thought was really cool to see. They had Kitty start to really think of others and meet a friend who was big into doing for others and sharing the gospel and things like that. And that helped a lot with her healing after her disappointment. And Levin went back to his farm and was doing some just basically exercise and hard work out in the open, just getting back to his roots. And then that was how he healed, which again, I thought was really positive, really cool to see. And then now they finally are back together. Very excited because I love these two characters, hoping they're gonna get together. So the last quote that I absolutely loved from this made me squeal out loud, because it was the first time that Levin and Kitty saw each other and got a chance to talk. Up until then, he had been very against the idea of getting back together with her because she had rejected him at one point. But then when he sees her and he sees that she still loves him, seems to be very sorry, very repentant, that kind of thing. We have this quote about Levin. There was entreaty for forgiveness and trust in him and tenderness, soft, timid tenderness and promise and hope and love for him, which he could not but believe in and which choked him with happiness. I just love the fact that he was just so ready to forgive and so ready to jump into this love, both arms wide open. And very cute scene came after that, where she starts kind of doodling on the table. They wind up writing little messages back and forth. He started it. He basically wrote the first letter of each word of the sentence, and she knew the sentence that he had written, even though, to be honest, I don't see how she could have known. But it was just really cute because they wrote these messages back and forth just using the first letter of each word. That was how they cleared the air and got answers from when she had rejected him before, and it was just very cute. Anyway, I will continue working through Anna Karenina. At the moment, I am well over halfway, and I'm really hoping to finish this by the end of the month. Really happy with the books that I got through over the past week, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and please comment and let me know what you're reading. If you've ever read these books, if you have, what you thought of them, whether you liked them or not. Reading is a very personal thing, so if you loved a book that I didn't like, no worries. If I loved it and you didn't, you know, let's talk about that. Keep an eye out. I will see y'all next time. Bye.